Of course, as you are aware, and perhaps the nation at large is also aware, that the NTB is mandated to promote and market the destination Namibia, not just for our international visitors and regional visitors, but also for the domestic market. The domestic market has increasingly become a key focus area for the NTB. What do we mean by that? We are saying that we want to encourage and entice our very own people, our Namibians, the Namibian nation, to actually travel our beautiful destination and get to know the places more. So the idea is then to partner up with local media houses and influencers to utilize their platforms and their reach in order to promote key areas within the destinations, key attractions within the destination, of course showcasing what it is that the destination has to offer overall, but more importantly, really provide that knowledge and insights to people who are interested in traveling but perhaps don't know where exactly they can go to.
And how exactly will journalists and influencers help in telling Namibia's tourism story differently?
Of course, we have key media houses on board, the NBC being a key one for us. One Africa Television, NBC TV as well, and NBC Digital. Of course, Confidante newspapers as well, right? Confidante, NMH, which is the Republican and Namibian Sun. Of course, the Namibian newspaper as well. We've got local influencers, to mention a few, that are partnering with us on this initiative. So we understand the influence that media has, not just in terms of telling it as it is or telling a story as it is, but also in reaching the masses. And this is something that the NTB alone might probably not have been able to achieve. So we know and we trust, we have full trust in our media that they're able to actually narrate the information that they pick up on the ground to the audiences for their knowledge and awareness. And of course, you asked how. We've basically decided to send the media representatives to key attractions within the destination, number one. We've got a trip that focuses on the northern region, whereby they will visit areas such as the Etosha National Park, the Ongula Lodge at the Nipa Guest House, for example. They've got areas that they're visiting, such as Nakambala Rest Camp. They will also be visiting Abana Lodge, for example, and all these areas in the north that provides a unique offering to the traveler. They will capture the experiences because, of course, they are there to experience it for themselves. So they will be able to speak from an experiential point of view and showcase what it is that they're picking up physically on the ground and narrate that to audiences. The second group, of course, is then going to, in fact, they've already gone there on their way to the south. They will be visiting places such as the Kalahari Anab Lodge. Of course, we know the famous Sausage Play, our Coleman's Ghost Town, very famous in Libris as well. And you won't believe it, there are Namibians who have never visited Colemanskop before. You know, there are Namibians who have never visited Sausage Play before. They've never visited our most unique area, which is to see these beautiful, beautiful trees in the south that have been alive for years on end and are still being kept alive through the mist and the fog that they feed from. So Dead Play is a unique area that you won't believe that today's Namibians, some of them that I know, have never visited these areas before. So the idea is for them to go into these areas that are, of course, unique gems for Namibia, but also visit areas that are not so popular. Bring that to life and narrate that story as well.
Now, Ms. Matheus, part of the campaign focuses on profiling people and diverse ethnicities. Why is it important to include cultural identity in domestic tourism promotion?
Culture is the one thing that stands out in today's feedback that we're receiving, especially from our international travelers. Number one, we now understand that tourists and our visitors are looking for unique experiences. They're not just looking at your traditional safari game drives anymore. Of course, that is still a unique offering that Namibia has, which is, of course, Etosha being our gem in terms of wildlife sanctuary. But we understand that they are now looking for more than that. They want that those one-on-one engagements with the people. They want that personal touch. They want to go into an Ovahimba homestead and actually experience the tribe, whether it's from their clothing to their food to the way that they do their hair, for example. And these are the stories that we need to tell. As Namibians, we also know that we are a land of diverse cultures. And of course, it is important that we experience each other's cultures. We experience the various cultures that we have to offer as Namibia. Be proud of that and be able to narrate that story. We must know where our roots are, where our roots are from, and we must understand that and be able to communicate that with pride. And that is one of the main reasons why we've chosen the northern region for this for this cultural experience, and to really pick up some of the cultural essence in that regard. Similar to the south, they will be visiting one of our unique cultures that's prominent in the South Sudan community. They'll be visiting these areas so that they're able to narrate that story. Our culture is unique. It's you can't find it anywhere else in the world, and that is something that Namibia can be proud of, and that we can actually stand on a national scale and say, hey, this is who we are. So we must be able to tell that story, and that is why it's so key and important that our media is able to actually go out, have these experiences on the ground, and be able to narrate that.
And how will the success of this campaign be measured? What indicators will show that this campaign is having the desired impact?
Of course, two biggest aspects that we're looking at is the reach. Number one, of course, each media house and each influencer has received targets in terms of how many times they need to post and the number of views, likes, and basically looking at other various digital analytics for us for their social media pages that they need to achieve. So then when we reach the masses, that's one of the ways that we will know that we've reached one of our objectives. Storytelling, showcasing the destination to the masses, beyond the audience that NTB is able to achieve alone on our digital platforms. Another aspect that we're looking at, of course, is our visitor numbers and occupancy at our establishments. We want to see that Namibians actually travel. We want to see the domestic numbers in terms of traveling increasing. Perhaps that is not an immediate KPI that we will reach now, but perhaps it is accumulative. But we want to start seeing the numbers going up in terms of our domestic travel. Those are the key aspects that we are really looking at.
Yeah. And just finally, what are your hopes for the long-term impact of this campaign on Namibia's tourism sector?
The first thing and the biggest thing is we want to see more and more Namibians actually going out and being tourists within their own destination, being proud of it and becoming ambassadors of the Namibian message and what it is that the Namibian has to offer as a destination. Being able to actually promote the destination in partnership with the NTB. That's number one. We want to see more and more Namibians actually going out and having these amazing and unique experiences. Number two is, of course, at an international level, at a national level, my apologies, we do have the target to increase our visitors' numbers. I mean, if you look at the NTB 6 that was recently launched, you will see the target that has been allocated to tourism. You will also understand the value that NTB, that the value that the Namibian Tourism Board, of course, in partnership with its stakeholders, actually provide to the GDP of our country. That's basically the tourism sector. So we want to continue increasing that and making sure that the sector actually makes a difference in terms of the GDP contribution of our country. And of course, we have a huge target as well, but definitely attainable in terms of increasing our arrivals numbers. That is our overall target, and I think that the peak in terms of measuring whether we are actually doing what we are supposed to do, which is, or what we are mandated to do, which is to promote the destination, of course, regulate the industry. We want to see the arrivals numbers overall going up at the end of the day.